So it's June 11th, 2024, and I just got 44 and a half pounds of pork bellies. I'm going to do three of them. I guess that means they're about 10, 11 pounds a piece. I took the smallest one out and I'm going to cook it, just regular barbecue. And the other three, I'm going to turn into bacon. And I'm going to do a step by step. I've decided that I'm only going to do three of the pork bellies. That should be about 33 pounds. And I'm going to save the fourth one for cooking and eating. I've taken the three pork bellies out of the plastic wrap and I've cut two of them. This is the last one. I split them in half and they fit really nicely in a 2-gallon Ziploc bag, and that appears to be the easiest way for me to brine them, cure them, and I'm going to cut this one in half. So I'll just have the last one in my sink, and I'm going to cut, and I always put the hide side up. It doesn't have to be exact, just so it'll fit in the 2-gallon bags. And that's all there is to it. I leave the rind on until after it's cured, because it's brined in salt, and when you get to the point where you've brined it for 7 days, if you take this off, you will keep a lot of the salty. Most people's pork bellies will be too salty. When you do get it out, you need to soak this in cold water and rub it every few minutes, like every 10 minutes, for at least 1 hour. Get every crevice you can. And then it's even better to do it for 2 hours. Soak it 2 hours, rubbing it, rinsing it, draining the water out of the sink, re-soaking it, washing it, because it can easily be too salty just from what's on the outside. The other thing about my trim is I got these from a restaurant supply. These are not really good pork bellies. See how that's pretty thick? That's almost nothing. I know a lot of people will trim that off, but I'll use it for bits and pieces once it gets cured. But it's from Cisco. It was $3.80 a pound, which I don't know what a good belly is. Or I know bacon's like $8 or $9 a pound. So you're still making bacon for under $4 a pound. Back when Trump was in office, it was under $3 a pound. But take that for whatever you want to take it for. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to put kosher salt on them. I'm going to put brown sugar on them. And they will be ready for the refrigerator. So, you just take one, put it in a 2-gallon Ziploc. Then you take kosher salt, I really don't know how much I put on there. I just know how much. But I would say a quarter cup on each side. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Then I take brown sugar. Put it on both sides. Now, I don't actually think the rind side, I don't think that this cure is getting to it, but I go ahead and like smear it on there. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put it in a refrigerator in these bags. And every day you're going to flip it. And moisture is going to come out. And when the moisture comes out, it's going to soak in there. So right now you're just getting it done. You don't really have to get it down in every crevice or whatever. Just kind of move it around a little bit. And that's all there is. I got these I'll do, and then they're going to be ready for the refrigerator for 7 days. Here we are. All of them packaged and put in these pans. I have a outside refrigerator. I'll put them out there. I put them in pans just because if they leak, it'll catch it and not mess the refrigerator up. But if y'all ever wonder why my video quality is so high, that's my tripod right there. And you just can't get video quality without a tripod like that. And that's sourdough starter. Anyway, I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and I will see everybody in 7 days. Well, it's been 7 days and my bacon is totally cured. I have my 6 half bellies, and all you have to do every day flip the belly over, slosh it around, and set it in there. And then I've done that to all 6 today. Probably around noon I will take these out and do the soaking and rinsing. So it's been 7 days, actually 6.5, and I have my 33 pounds of pork belly brined. And what you need to do at this point is rub with your hands. Excess salt off. Any of it over here. Again, start soaking it. And you need to soak this at least 1 hour. 2 hours is better. Now I'm leaving the rind done because I found that when you cut that rind off later, you stop it from getting as salty. So I'll leave the rind done. I'll put this in the refrigerator overnight, and when it kind of gets a little stiffer, I'll cut that rind off and then I'll smoke it. But that's all you got to do. Main thing, you can see all the salt in the water, kind of murky. And I'll change that water out a couple of times. And I'll go back every few minutes and rub this down, rinsing it. But you've got to soak it. You have to. If you don't, it will be way too salty. Now, it's just my tip to leave the rind on. I've done this for 10 years, 2 or 3 times a year, and I know what works. You have to remember, this is a super important step. Super important to get this salt off the outside, or it will be way too salty. So soak it at least an hour. 2's better. Rub it every once in a while. Drain the water off every once in a while. Get the brine it created off. And then we'll be ready for smoke day. And we may even do cutting. Probably not, but I may slice them up. We're at the most important part of making bacon, because if you have spent 7 days doing this and you got to smoking it and you overcook this, you have ruined it. You may be able to eat it, but you can't fry it. I just have a very small fire that I'm going to choke down. And all I want to do is get smoke on this for 1 hour. I'm going to keep my I'm going to keep that closed. And I just want some smoke to be on there for 1 hour. Because if you let this get up to an internal temperature of even 145, when you try to fry this bacon, it will burn. If you get it up to 155, you have rendered so much fat that it's almost impossible to make crispy bacon. Now, if you like just floppy bacon or kind of a dry bacon, you might be able to turn the skillet down way real low. But if you want to make crispy bacon, or either one, you cannot cook this. I'm going to keep this pit certainly below 150. But even if it was only 100 degrees, I would be happy with that. 1 hour is all you need, and then we're going to put this back in the refrigerator for 24 more hours, and then I will cut off the rind and package it. And if I want to, I'll slice a little up. But that's where we are the next morning, 6:55 a.m. It's been 1 hour, and the bacon is got all the smoke on it needs. It's still floppy, and it is done. All you've done is added another flavor profile to it, which is in this case pecan and pear. I will put this in the pans, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then package it. I went ahead and vacuum sealed all 12 packages. I split the halves again to give me 6 packages. I'm going to put these in the freezer And whenever I get ready to slice one up, I'll take it out. But for now, that's how you make bacon. The easiest way, cheapest way, and the way where it ends up being the best tasting and cooks the best. I hope everybody who does barbecue will try to do this, because it's some of the best way to get a good bacon without all the chemicals in it, let's say. And that's all.